Hello students, once again welcome to the LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Let's start with the new chapter, sequence and series. And in this chapter, very first topic is convergence of a sequence. What is the meaning of convergence of sequence? Let's understand first. Before understanding that convergence of sequence, and let us understand what is sequence, and in that what is infinite sequence and finite sequence. Okay, so a set of numbers written in some particular order is called sequence. Like this, u1, u2, u3. We can say that your whole number 1 2 3 4, or some odd number, or in order even number. So these are in some particular order. So you can say that these are the sequence. Okay. Now the number, this u1 is called the first term of the sequence, and this un is called the nth term of the sequence. Okay. And in notation, the infinite sequence, as we have written here, infinite sequence. What is the infinite sequence? Infinite sequence, that means the sequence is continue after nth term till infinite, and we can denote that infinite sequence as un, and n running from 1 to infinite. Or we can write that un in curly bracket. This is a notation for sequence. N greater equal to 1. N greater equal to 1, that means from starting from 1 to infinite. Or we can directly write that un only. Okay, these are the three notation for infinite sequence. And if sequence is finite, then it is written as in this form: un is equal to n is un, where n is equal to 1 to m till some particular term, that means up to um. After this, there is no any term. So this is finite sequence. Okay, and in infinite, it is goes to infinite. So this is the basic concept of sequence. Okay, now we'll understand what is convergence and divergence. Before that, let's have a look on the graph of the sequence, how we can form the graph of sequence, and from this graph you can understand the convergence-ness or divergence-ness. Okay, so we have one sequence, that n upon n plus 1, where n running from 1 to infinite. If I put, or if I start with the n is equal to 1, so 1 by 1 plus 1, that is 2. Then this is our 1 by 2. If we put n is equal to 2, so 2 upon 3. If we put 3 upon 4, 4, and 4 upon 5, up to nth term, up to infinite, it is goes till to infinite. Here its nth term is this, n upon n plus 1. This is our nth term. So what is the graph of this sequence? As n tends to infinite, this sequence goes to, this nth term goes to till which point, which number? So we have this graph. As n tends to infinite in this way, then n upon n plus 1 goes to where? So this, as n increase, you can see that n increase, this series goes to this, and after some point it attains some number, and then it is going to like nearby that number. Okay, this is called convergence. That means the series after some particular term, it goes to nearby one number. Okay, so we can say that this is convergent. Simple. One more graph we have this. For sequence minus 1 raised to n upon n plus 2. If we put start from the n is equal to 1, as I told, this is a notation, so no need to write n is equal to 1 to infinite. If we put n is equal to 1, so minus 1, and this is 3, so minus 1 by 3. If we put n is equal to 2, so minus 1 raised to 2 is 1, positive number, and 2 plus 2 is 4. Again, if we put 3, so we have minus 4 plus, alternately plus minus plus minus. This is our nth term. So un is this. what is the graph of this? So as n tends to infinite, what is the value of this un, this given sequence? So you can see here, plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus. After some terms it goes to one particular, that means it goes to 0, or it goes to something 1.2 or something else. Okay, so or goes to 0. So this is also convergent. Similar way, one more graph we have. We have the sequence is given by this cos n pi by 2, and n running from 0 to infinite. If we put n is equal to 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. This is our nth term. So just we have write down un. And what is the graph of this? So you can see cos 0 is 1, cos n pi is cos pi by 2 is 0, cos pi is minus 1. Again same to same, this 1 0 minus 1, 1 0 minus 1, 1 0 minus 1 repeatedly goes to the infinite. So as n tends to infinity, you can see that this graph of the sequence is 1 minus 1 0 minus 1. Okay, 1 0 minus 1, 1 0 minus 1, 1 0 minus 1. Is it fluctuate? It fluctuate, not attain one particular value. So we can say that this is divergent. So now you understand better what is the meaning of convergent. That means as n tends to infinite, sequence gives or sequence tends to one particular number L, then we can say that it is convergent. And if it not attain the one particular value, then it is divergent. Simple. Okay, this is the concept of convergent and divergent. Now before that, we will see the limit of a sequence. What is the limit of sequence? So we have definition. A sequence un has the limit capital L. We can write this as this limit n tends to infinity un is equal to L, or we can say that as n tends to infinity un tends to L. Okay, as n tends to infinity un tends to L. We have seen in the graph, as n tends to infinity, the un term tends to one particular number L. For every epsilon greater than 0, there is a number, corresponding number capital N, such that if n greater than capital N, then un minus L is less than epsilon. That means difference of this is very less. This is the definition of limit of a sequence. Okay, now we have some basic properties of limit of sequence. So if un and vn are two convergent sequence, what is convergent? As I told, attain some particular value, and c is any constant, then these are the properties which we already learned in school level, that addition, if we have addition of two sequence, we can apply the limit on both. Same way for the difference, we can take this constant out from the limit. If multiplication is given, we can apply limit to both the function. If division is given, we can apply limit to numerator as well as denominator, but required is that denominator should not be 0. And we can apply for this also for the power. So limit of this raised to m, but power and that u and m both are positive. These are the property of limit of a sequence. Now we have some standard limits. We have some standard limit which also you studied in your school level. That first, number one is limit n tends to infinity ln n by n is equal to 0. Number two, limit n tends to infinity 1 plus 1 by n whole raised to n gives e, and if this is minus, then we have 1 by e. Okay, so difference is this, plus then e, minus then 1 by e. Third one is limit n tends to infinity n raised to 1 by n is 1. You have to remind all these limits, standard limits, because we are going to use this somewhere in example or in this entire chapter. Okay, Now limit n tends to infinity, x raised to n is equal to 0 if this mod x is less than 1. This x, positive value of x is less than 1 and power n tends to infinity, then answer is 0. And same way, if this x is greater than 1, okay, greater than 1 and power tends to infinity, then limit tends to infinity. We have limit n tends to infinity, x raised to n divided by n factorial, which is equal to 0 for all x. Now we have limit n tends to 0. Okay, a raised to n minus 1 upon n is ln a. Okay, we know this all. Okay, limit n tends to infinity, then if a raised to 1 by n and 1 by n, what are the difference here? This n tends to 0, this n. If n tends to infinity, then power 1 by n, which denominator is also 1 by n. So answer is also ln a. Answer will be same. Okay, but what are the changes? You have to just keep in your mind. Okay, these are the change. So these are the standard limits which we will use in entire chapter where they required. Now let's start with the definition of convergent. What is the convergent of the sequence? A sequence un has limit L, that means finite limit, as we can write limit n tends to infinity un is equal to L, and as L tends to n tends to infinity un tends to L. Then we say that sequence converges, or we can say that sequence is convergent. Okay, for that we have one example. Is the convergence of sequence. Now we have to check this sequence is convergent or divergent. Is the convergence, that means we have to check either it is convergent or not. So here we have, this is our un. So solution un is equal to 2n minus 7 and 3n plus divided by 3n plus 2. We will take the limit of un. So limit of un, apply limit on both sides. We know the type, infinite type of limit we have studied in school level. We can take n out from the numerator and we can take n common from the denominator. So we have the remaining 2 minus 7 by n, 3 plus 2 by n. N cancel out, and if we put the value of n tends to infinity, so 7 by infinity is 0, 2 by infinity is 0, so we have answer 2 by 3, which is finite. And we have seen here, if limit is finite, then given sequence is convergent. Okay, so this is the definition of convergent. Now we have definition of divergent. Okay, so a sequence un has infinite limit, or we can say that more than one limit. Limit is infinite, or we can say that more than one limit. And it is written as this: limit n tends to infinity un is equal to plus or minus infinite or more than one limit value as n tends to infinity. Then we can say that sequence is divergence or sequence is divergent. Sequence diverges or sequence is divergent. Okay, let's understand this with example. Is the convergence of sequence 2n plus 1. Solution, we have un is this 2n plus 1. Now we will apply the limit on the both side. So we have limit n tends to infinity un, similar equal to limit n tends to infinity un plus 1. If we put n is equal to infinite, so here in infinity into 2 is infinity plus 1 is anything is infinity. So we have limit value is infinite. So that's why we can say that from the definition, if limit value is infinite, then given sequence is divergent, or you can say sequence diverges. Okay, so this is the concept of converges and diverges. Okay, or we can say that convergent or and divergent. Now we have one little small theorem. If limit n tends to infinity of magnitude of un is 0, then limit n tends to un is also 0. Okay, so to understand this theorem, we have an example. So evaluate limit n tends to infinity minus 1 raised to n by n if it exists. So we have to evaluate the value of this if it exists. So we have this minus 1 raised to n, so we will apply this magnitude. So here we have un is given by this, and we apply magnitude over this un. So this minus 1 raised to n become plus 1 only because of that modulus. So limit 1 by n, and as n tends to infinity, 1 by n tends to 0. So we can say that this given limit n tends to infinity minus 1 raised to n by n is also 0. Okay, simple. No need to vary. No, there is no any. Okay. Next theorem, limit n tends to infinity, un is L, that we know, and f, any function, is continuous at L, continuous at this L, then we can say that limit n tends to infinity, f of un is equal to f of L. That means this un is inside the L, then we can take this f outside and we can apply this limit to un, and which is our L. So answer will be f of L. To understand this, we have one example. Find limit n tends to infinity sine pi by n. We can take this limit to this angle if and only if this given function f should be continuous. Okay, so sine is continuous function, we know that. So we take this limit inside, and as n tends to infinity, this limit is 0. So sine 0 and sine 0 is 0. So this value of limit is 0. One more example, limit n tends to infinity, e raised to 2 by n. So same, the exponential function is continuous if we apply this limit to power only. So 2 by infinity is 0 and e raised to 0 is 1. Okay, so this is also one small theorem, and these are the small example. Now we have main example like on convergence, that you have to check given sequence are convergent or divergent. Okay, so let's start with the very first example. Test the convergence of sequence n upon n plus 1. So first we will start with the un. So we have this un is equal to n upon n plus 1, which is given, and we apply limit on the both sides. So by taking n outside, so this n as it is, and from denominator if we take n outside, so 1 plus 1 by n, by cancel out this n, we have 1 upon this. Okay, now if we apply n tends to infinity here, so 1 by infinity is 0, so 1 by 1 plus 0 is 1. So as the property of limit, we can apply this limit to numerator and in the denominator. So I just applied this, and as we told, as we seen in the standard limit, this gives the 0 answer. So 1 upon 1 plus 0 is 1, and this is finite. So we can say that given sequence is convergent, or we can say that given sequence converges. Okay, one more example we have. Is the sequence this convergent? Question mark. It is convergent or not, we have to check. Solution. Let's start with the un. We have un is equal to this. Now we will apply limit on the both sides. Now here this is same limit concept, infinite type of limit concept. We can take n square common from the numerator, and we can take n square common from the denominator. So we have 1 plus 1 by n, and this 2 minus 1 by n. By cancel out n square, and if we put n tends to infinity on this remaining part, so 1 by infinity is 0, 1 by infinity is 0, so answer is 1 by 2, which is finite. And as we have seen in the definition of convergent, that if limit n tends to infinity, un is finite, then given sequence is convergent. Okay, let's have a look on one more example. Is the convergence of sequence tan hyperbolic n. This is not h. Okay, this is a total one entire word, tan hyperbolic, and this is x. So let's start with the un. So we have un is equal to tan hyperbolic n. Now if we apply limit on both sides, so n tends to infinity, this we don't have any value or we don't know. So we will convert this tan hyperbolic into this sine hyperbolic n upon cos hyperbolic n. Now we have the definition of sine hyperbolic x and cos hyperbolic x. This is the definition of hyperbolic function. That what is the definition of sine hyperbolic x? E raised to x minus e raised to minus x by 2, and definition of cos hyperbolic x is e raised to x plus e raised to minus x by 2. So we will apply this both the definition to this sine hyperbolic n. So this x will be n, and similar way in denominator cos hyperbolic n gives this n. So sine by cos, that 2 cancel out. So we have this. Now we can take that, we can write down this e raised to minus n. E raised to minus n, that means 1 by e raised to n. By taking LCM we have this term, and if we put n tends to infinity to this, or we can say we can take outside, so 1 upon e raised to n, this will be cancel out, and if we put n tends to infinity, e raised to infinity is infinity, 1 by infinity is 0, so same way this is 0, and 1 by 1 is 1. So limit n tends to infinity un is finite, so we can say that given sequence is convergent. Okay, so now one more example we have. These are the so many examples, and I have just taken many examples because there is no any that large and any big confusion over here. Okay, and these are the simple example. Discuss the convergence of the sequence 2 raised to n. So let's start with the un is 2 raised to n. Apply limit on the both side. Now this is simple, 2 raised to n. That means if we put n is equal to infinity, 2 raised to infinite, matlab, as I told, x is greater than 1, mod x is greater than 1, the limit gives us infinitive. And as we discussed, limit n tends to infinity un is plus or minus infinite, then given sequence is divergent. Okay, so one more example we have, so that this sequence is also divergent. So this is our un. So let's start with the solution. Write down un. Now apply limit on the both side. Now as n tends to infinity, and we have seen the graph of this cos n pi by 2. If we put the value of n 0, then it's give 1. If we put 1, then cos pi by 2 is 0. If we put 2 to cancel out, cos pi is minus 1. So our answer of this limit is either 0 or 1 or minus 1. Either 0 or 1 or minus 1. That means limit is finite, but it is more than one answer. So as I told in definition of divergence, limit is plus or minus infinite or more than one value, then sequence is divergent. And in this particular case, if limit is finite but not unique, that means more than one, so we can say that it is oscillatory. Particular word of divergence, oscillatory, when the answer is finite but more than one value, 1, 2, answer is either of these three. That's why it is oscillatory. And we have seen in the graph oscillation. Okay, that is oscillatory. So one more example of convergence. Does the sequence whose nth term is given by this un is equal to n plus 1 upon n minus 1 whole raised to n convergent? Converges, and if so, then find the limit n tends to infinity a n. Now we know that to check convergent or divergent, that means convergence, we have to write down first an or un. You can say anything. You can say nth term as a un or an. Now we will apply limit on both sides. Now to solve this, if we take n outside, so n comes with this power, so n raised to n, in denominator the same, so this will be cancelled out, and this power goes to numerator as well as denominator. So we have this e for this limit, standard limit, as we have discussed. If we give this limit to the numerator, here you can see clearly this whole raised to n, that means this numerator raised to n, which give e, and this denominator raised to n give e raised to minus 1, because this is minus, as we have seen in standard limit. Yes. Now e raised to minus 1 is 1 by e. So this 1 by e as it is, this 1 by e, and e goes to numerator, so e square, which is finite. So we can say that given series is convergent, and answer of this limit is e square. Okay, so this is the very first lecture of sequence and series, and in this we have starting with the sequence, infinite sequence, and how we can find the convergence and divergence of this sequence we have seen by graph, as well as some example and definition of sequence and series. These are the practice example for you. Only 4 or 5 example, we have 5 example. Okay, so keep practicing, and if you have any query, then contact me, and rewind this video one time more, and see and remind your some standard limits. Okay, definition of convergence and divergence of sequence, and how that graph gives us more detailing about the convergence and divergence. So thank you for watching this video. Keep watching. We will see you soon with next lecture of sequence. Thank you.